Hey, what's up everyone? How's everyone feeling today? This is Mark Perry back at you with another video. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to wholesale a mobile home park community. How to wholesale a mobile home park community. And we're going to jump right in to a deal that I went through when I was here in Missouri. So let's jump right in. So I found this seller, motivated seller. He was actually looking to get out the park because his wife had passed away and he didn't really want to have anything to do with it. He was getting tired of collecting the rents. He was getting tired of, individuals putting a lot of trash outside and so forth. So there was a lot of reasons why he wanted to get rid of it. But he was motivated. He was an older gentleman and he just wanted to be done with it and retire. So what he had was, he had a 52 lot. He had a 52 lot park, meaning that there's 52 lots. It was all fully occupied, but there was only 30 tenant-owned homes, meaning the tenant-owned homes are what the tenants own. They own the mobile homes. So that's tenant-owned homes. And then he had 22 park-owned homes, meaning that the park owns the homes, the tenants don't own the homes. So he has to do all the deferred maintenance, all the stuff that own the homes to make them be up to par, renovate them if he's going to put new tenants in there, and so forth. So he owned these homes, which keep in mind, if you're going to own a mobile home park, there's nothing wrong with owning the homes. Just know that your expense will go up, instead of it being 40%, it's probably going to go up to roughly 50%, because you're going to have to do a lot of work to the homes. So keep that in mind. So he had 30 tenant-owned homes, he had 22 park-owned homes, and he was getting on the park-owned homes $550 a month, which he was renting out. So that would accumulate to about $12,100 every single month. That's what he's bringing in as income. And we're gonna talk a little bit more about that later on, is the reason why he came up with that $1.3 million purchase price. But he's getting $550 in the rents on the homes, so it's about $12,000. Now keep in mind, if you're gonna wholesale some of these deals, you have to make sure that you're only going to base this off lot rents. You're not going to base it off of what he's renting them for, because most individuals that's buying parks, they want to be able to buy parks to where they're tenant-owned homes. They don't want to buy park-owned homes. There is some individuals that I talk to that would love the park-owned homes, but a lot of times investors that come in, they want to buy strictly park-owned homes to where they don't have to worry about that extra maintenance of being a landlord and so forth. So 52 lots. 30 was tenant-owned home, 22 was park-owned homes. So we're going to scratch this out because that's really irrelevant for what we're trying to do and what we're trying to accomplish. So we're just going to base it off of what he's getting in lot rents on the other ones. So that's a good determination. Like, okay, well, if he's getting $550 and then a tenant-owned, since they own the homes, they're only going to be paying $250. So they're just paying lot rents. That's all they're paying. Okay, so great. So $250. Tenant owned 30, that'll be $7,500, and then 22 will be park on homes, and if you do 250 of the 22, that'll be $5,500. So we want to take this number and add them both up. So you got 7,500, then you have 55. So that'll put you at about 13,000 a month, times that by 12. You're looking at about $156,000 a year in gross revenue. So you got about $157,000 a year in gross revenue on this park. So let's say you're making $150,000. So let's put this here. So $150,000 in gross revenue, and this is the calculation of how you have to pick it up for this number in order to sell it for this number. So you got $150,000. And let's say your expenses on this, since he has most of this around, 22 of them are park on homes, his expenses will probably be roughly 45–50%. But let's just say if you trade those in and you start to do 250 on tenant-owned homes, let's just say the calculation can roughly be about 40% of the expenses. So you do 40%, and that'll put you at an NOI, meaning your net operating income. That'll put you at $93,600. That's what that number will put you at, right? So let's say, back to what we're talking about. So let's say if you had this park, and let's say if you had them all tenant-owned homes, was no park on homes. You had them all tenant on homes. You're roughly going to make roughly around $93,600 in net operating income. And let's say he wants 1.3 million for it, but let's say if we take this number divided by this number at 1.3, he wants 1.3, and let's say we need to buy this at a 12 cap. You know, we need to buy this at a 12 cap, so we just divide that by 12%. So that means our offer needs to be at $780,000. That's what our offer needs to be at. Our offer needs to be at $780,000. He's at 1.3. So what does that look like? We're far off on numbers. But let me tell you, that's the reason why you got to come across motivated sellers. Because when I gave him this offer, he thought about it. He said, let me get back to you. And the following day, he was like, how quick can you close? And I told him I can close at a certain time. He said, great, let's do it. So that's the power between someone being motivated and someone not. Now, if this guy wasn't motivated, then I wouldn't be able to get this offer. But I was able to get this number and put it under contract, you know, at the 1.3 that he wanted for it. So I had it under contract at 780,000. And I said, you know what, I'm going to sell this to my buyer at a, you know, and I know somebody that would love to have, someone that would love to have this deal. So I'm going to sell it to my buyer at the price I need to be at the 10 cap that he wants to be at. So let's say if you got it under contract for $780,000, right? And you're going to wholesale it. So you're going to wholesale this over to your end buyer that wants to buy the park. So great opportunity. You did based on lot rents. You did the calculation. So let's say at that 93,000 is the number, right? 93,600, and you divide that by 10%. So that puts you at, the buyer will be paying you, sorry about my writing. The buyer will be paying you $936,000. So if you do the math, if you minus that from what you got it under contract for, right? So you minus that what you got it under contract for, you're gonna make $156,000 in profit. Profit on this deal. You're gonna make $156,000 in profit on this deal. Now, when you wholesale it, assign it over, you do a double close. Because the number is too high. But that's the type of money that you can make off mobile home parks. So let me go back and recap. So let's say if you buy this, you get them all tenant owned, which means they're going to be tenant owned. The tenants own the homes. They're paying $250 a month. You got that up to $13,000 a month. You got $150,000 in gross revenue. And if you minus your expenses, which will be about 40% of the expenses, so you just take the $150,000 times 40% in expenses, and that'll put you at $93,600. That should be your NOI, your net operating income. You take that net operating income and let's say, okay, you talk to the seller, you need to buy this at a 12% cap rate in order to resell it at a 10% cap rate. So how do you do that? You take the $93,600, you divide that by 12%, not the asking price, 12%. So you take the $93,000 number that you came up with, you divide it by 12%, that'll put you at $780,000 offer that you have to give to the seller. Seller accepts the offer. Okay, great. You have it under contract. You got the rent roll, T12. You got pictures, videos, and so forth. Now you're ready to go out there and market to your buyer. Now your buyer comes in and says, Marcus, this is around a 10 cap. Yes, it is based off the lot rents. I'm not going off rentals. I'm going basically off lot rents. Yes, at a 10 cap, you will be roughly at $936,000. So the spread in between what you got under contract for and what you're gonna have it under the buyer for contract for is $156,000. Now, with that type of money, that can change your life and you can start to invest in other things as well. But the key is to find a deal like this. The key is to find a deal and an opportunity like this to where you can sell to your investors or your investor pool. So I hope that this video helps, and if you haven't already, feel free to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'm going to be putting more videos up about this. And this is one of the nutshells that you can do to go back to the seller real quickly, instead of just working on the numbers trying to figure out what you need to pick the deal up for. If the seller can send you the rent rolls and they can send you a T12, meaning a profit and loss statement for the last 12 months, do a quick underwriting on it. Make sure you do lot rents to be very, because there might be some buyers you might get that want to buy it based off rentals as well, which is fine. But you want to base it off lot rents. You want to base it off lot rents, do your calculations, reverse engineer it, and then that's the price you need to be at, which is at $780,000. Put the offer in. I know that's way off. So that's like what, 300,000 off? Around, no, a couple $100,000 off. Yeah, like 500,000 off. That's like $500,000 off. So you would think in your mind, like, what in the world would any seller want to go from 1.3 is what he's asking for to down to $780,000? Motivation. That's what makes them want to go. They got to be motivated for this to happen. If the seller's not motivated, if he's not motivated, he just wants to get his price or go a little under, then that's a different story. But you probably won't get to 780. So you want to make sure that you connect with motivated sellers to where you can get a great discount, a great opportunity on the property to where you can turn around and resell to your investors, or you can take it on as a syndication and bring some other partners involved and get this deal tackled and start to receive cash flow every single month by collecting lot rents. So that's all I got for today, guys, and we'll definitely talk soon. Thank you.